recognized over the years that usually the trade shows, where we of course also meet potential clients, is good, but it's not the same as basically spending a lot of quality time about subjects that are not necessarily immediately product and sales related, right? It's not really a product show that we're doing, it's more a content show that we're doing. And the simple proposal is actually people gather here, they learn about technology, they interchange and they give us feedback. And that is building a relation and a trust that is probably better than our sales and marketing talk. And this is the motivation to do this. I think we have meanwhile also, by the company acquisitions that we've been doing in the past decade, I would say, of course, developed an audio solution portfolio ranging from the input side, basically very much up until the speaker endpoint. And we're not, let's say, the perfect fit for every application. We're trying to get better each time around, and we're also trying to get a lot of input from the outside, especially from an expert gremium like these system designers here, to actually work on the next generation of solutions we want to offer. And that's basically also a big part of the motivation to do this. I think we, at the moment, every year we're trying to get more people from the Japanese headquarters into the conference so that they have a first-hand experience opportunity to liaise with Western consulting companies, for example, to get a direct feedback on what could be a trend for the future, right? And that's very valuable. The interesting bit is we are owning a number of technologies for immersive sound inside Yamaha. Some of them are not necessarily living already in pro audio products in Europe, but for example in Japan we do have quite a number of immersive sound installations, and also you may have heard about the system AFC, acoustic field control. That is also basically coming from a group of engineers called the Spatial Audio Group. So they do a lot of that groundwork research in terms of immersive and multi-channel audio sound. So yeah, so basically we have this to a certain degree. A lot of that technology is still, I think, in a development status where exporting it to other markets is maybe not so simple at the moment, and put it that way. Yeah, I mean, this morning we had this short presentation from the Disney people, who are extremely engaged in terms of making entertainment a real experience, an exciting experience. And I think there's still so much to do and make this experiences more exciting. And I think this is where audio has its right of existence. I think that's where we have to work on. I mean, when we do products, for example, like the PM10 Rivage product, this is, I think, very much about creating a workflow for the sound engineer that makes him work more creatively, right? Less technology, more creative work, actually. And I think this is where the improvements are lying. And I mean, we tend to say, okay, because the money behind a certain, let's say, range of equipment for a stage performance is maybe not so much focused on live sound. But if you ever go to a large concert, I mean, I've been to the Foo Fighters tour in summer, actually. I was just blown away. I mean, the video presentation is, of course, fantastic, but it was also a very, very, very amazing sound experience, right? And without that sound experience, it's just not worthwhile going to the Foo Fighters, right? Because the video as such is, yeah, okay, a number of old men playing guitars, fine. But the sound experience was just amazing. By chance it was a PM10, but that's a different story. Now, yeah, I think first of all we've been the spearhead of digitization of the industry, to be fair, right? And I think we started to do that with the console side of the things. We've been, of course, digitizing a lot of the processor side, and the latest product we released is actually a PoE speaker, right? So basically, the intelligence moved into the speaker, and I think this is something that we'll be seeing more and more in the future, that intelligence actually moves away from central processing to maybe more decentralized processing. That's a technological answer to what you're saying. I think let's say the entertainment answer, I certainly believe I would come back to what the Disney guys said this morning. I think the better the performance is, the more excitement you create, and that should be actually the focus of the technology we're doing. If you have these artists that have this attention to detail to develop a show, and we can help them to develop a better show, I think we have that right of existence actually to be charging maybe also a premium. And I think this is happening in many aspects in the industry already, right? So maybe PM10 is a good example. That's a flagship product. It's very mature in what it's doing, and I think it allows artists to perform better. When we talk about indie monitoring, for example, and I think this is again where the assets will be in the future. If I would run this place, because we would talk about this place, I would not put anything permanently in here. Yeah, so we did an amazing project in Berlin, which is a car manufacturer's showroom. And the concept of the showroom is they show the latest. They don't show models there, they don't show the cars there, they show future concepts in different exhibition styles. Sometimes it's kind of events that they're holding there. So every day they have something completely different going on. And I think that is a concept, because if you want to entertain people, either it has to be really perfect like the Disney people, or you have to be very agile in changing the experience. And I think that is a key point, right? How can you basically make a system so agile that you can switch it to completely different use and still make it manageable? And I think this is where we are going also with our digitization, in order to make this more possible and easy to execute.